So what?
She said that was a semi, that was a bus he got thrown under. And I said, at least it wasn't a semi.
That's next door. We have a truck driver next door,
Yeah.
which I think is hilarious. Okay, they have a maroon semi, and it's parked. It's parked within visual range of my silver car that is Megatron. So, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's like they're on to me.
Backfires in that general direction.
Yeah. But yes, and howdy everybody. Yeah, gosh, we'll be able to hear you a lot better too. So
well, there's a downside to everything.
Oh. Well, I'm hoping, and you know what, if taking care of other things doesn't cost too much, maybe I can try and set some aside to get a new microphone for when I'm taping, because the one I've got for everybody here is really good, but for videos, if I could have one of those wearable mics, it'll probably give me better sound. But
I'll take care of that.
Just
take care of some things.
Okay. But anyway, howdy everybody. The last couple of days I've been suffering from the curse of the grocery store earworm. And that is when I'm sure everybody has been there, where you keep going to the grocery store and hearing the same damn song every time, and it gets stuck in your head, and it's usually some song from years and years back that you were glad to forget until it showed up in the grocery store, and you're like, so you're cycling through other things in your head to try and get a different earworm. And it's really bad when you're trying to concentrate on Green Day to get something else from the 90s out of your head. So
try working at the grocery store.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Shannon, you probably have to deal with that all the time. Although I will say this: the brief time that I was working at Office Depot, the station that they had it on had a lot of current music from that point in time. And if I hear anything from, it's probably anything from like the middle of the 20 teens again, I'm going to get depressed and wanting to get in a fight. I was so miserable. So.
They've been playing old Mariah Carey songs at Walmart lately. Every time I go in, it's Mariah Carey.
Oh wow, yeah, and it makes you wonder who sets up the rotations for stuff like that. Because if I find who it is, I'm going to pummel them viciously.
It's someone up in corporate that's never at the store.
Yeah, and so they have a sixth sense of humor, and they decide, oh well, we'll just do this.
I don't have to listen to this shit. Watch this.
Right, yeah, and you just, like I said, you just want to pummel them furiously, huh?
She wants that job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's Smite Radio 103.
I want to be the guy who designs packages with the biggest packages have the barcode on the bottom.
Oh yeah, and so then as a clerk, you have to sit there and try to find the barcode. Yeah.
Tell Shannon, I'd rather you want to be the woman that does that, not the guy.
Oh.
Well, I want to be
the person who does it. Yes.
I'm getting paid for doing nothing.
I mean, it's hello, right? Yes. Nini is kind of a colloquial way of saying hello.
Yeah.
And it seems to have come up. We have record of it anyway from the Amarna period when the written language was starting to reflect a little bit more of what people were, what was current at the time, because Middle Egyptian is what, like, most of the stuff that you pick up in a book and you read, it's going to be Middle Egyptian, which is kind of like, almost like, the King's English, for us, sort of thing. The spoken language evolved ahead of that, and there's actually a book that I've got on like late, Egyptian, not the written part, but like from the Ramesside period. And I actually opened it and started trying to read it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I better go back and start on the other stuff. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. So it sounds like we got some new folks based on what the question you were asking, and welcome.
Yay, welcome, hello.
Yeah. And oh, and Mary Gross says, I'm finally treating myself. I went to get Indian food because I didn't want to cook. And I'm taking a break from studying. Thank you, Hathor, for helping me rest.
Yay.
And that's awesome. Yeah, and Indian food is so good. We were just saying, Darren was saying we need to go back and get some. It's been on.
Yeah, and I want to do that while my hair's still pretty and nice.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on next month. And no, just it's clean and fluffy and pretty, and it will be again. And now he's giving me these sparkly sad eyes. I think you're getting help from one of our little birdies. So, but that's a long story. Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting ready for service.
Yes.
She's
taking the water out of the freezer.
I actually was trying to make sure it wasn't too cold this time. So there.
And she threatens me with a glass of water.
Just a note ahead of time. This will be 2 weeks out, I think, 2-3 weeks out. We actually have, for the first time, a schedule conflict. Friday the 15th
of April.
Yeah, of April. Yeah, we're actually going to be with some friends. So, that.
Tell them where.
Yeah, it's going to be a Passover Seder, which is
isn't that awesome?
But so what I'm thinking is,
cheating on us.
here's the funny thing: the rabbi knows I'm Kemetic, and she has made jokes in the past, which is really funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't know until we booked it with our friends. It's like, yeah, we'll show up and everything, and because it's the first time since the pandemic that they're having it. And then wait a minute. April 15th, flip to the calendar. Yeah, it is, but it's also Friday. I'm like, oh, man. So what we're going to do is either pre-tape something, or maybe we could do it on Saturday.
No, because our folks are going to want to do things on Saturday.
Well, that's true, too. So what we're going to do is we're going to tape it, and that way I can have like a camera so you can see Darren making all his sad faces and flicking water on me and stuff like that. And we'll set it to premiere at the time that we normally would.
That's right.
So that way you won't miss out on anything, except it won't be live.
Yeah, we're going to be we're going to be representing the Workforce Commission and say
he said it. I didn't.
It's a joke, y'all. JOKE.
Well, not only that. Here's the other thing. I'm hoping that I can actually chat afterwards with the rabbi, because it's a woman. She's really cool. Rabbi Jana is really funny.
She is.
And she actually gave me a little bit of advice, because I mentioned, wanting to learn, how to incorporate something a few years ago. She's the one that said, for liability purposes, you want to make sure that the minimum age is 18. Uh-huh. Because she had run into that problem. Somebody wanted to convert to Judaism, and they were under 18, and their parents objected. And so you have to make sure. And I was like, you know what? That's a good point to make. And so just with that little tidbit, I was like, you know what? She might have some other things for me to think about. And, I could get a little bit of, advice from her.
Yeah.
And yes, it is kind of funny that it's a rabbi and she's going to be giving me advice so I can incorporate a Kemetic church. But hey.
Yes, and I'm also thinking.
At least she apologized.
She did, yes. That was so funny. And I'm honestly looking forward to seeing if she's going to have any kind of jokes this year.
She always does.
Yes.
And I must admit, I wonder if they're going to do another video thing again.
Uh-huh.
And I just wonder, because it's going to be tax day, if anybody's going to play that thing about, I need a Jew from Paraliga.
She's not going to do that, but you know what? But, and I think somebody asked about what would be a deity to invoke to get your tax return faster. And, that's something I've been trying to think about. But what's really funny is on the Cairo calendar, the way we have it adjusted with ours. On April 15th, the entry says something about the hearts of the gods listen well. If I remember right. Which, think about it. How many people on April 15th are, please God, let me get this return.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that they're listening on that day.
Yeah.
So. Okay, is it historical to offer spices like how they're offered in Hinduism? Got some turmeric. Maybe not in like exactly like they do with those, but I don't see why not. Otherwise, a lot of the same spices that were used in India got imported, like cinnamon and coriander.
Cook them up
cardamom.
some food, man.
Yeah. Those are all perfectly okay.
Yeah, look, they showed them. Trust me.
Oh, and Sarcastic says, I've got Jewish family, and I sometimes get the old, you're Jewish, why are you doing all this Egypt stuff?
To make sure you have job security.
Oh, God. And Sarah says, hey, Sarah and Darren, things are looking up. Getting set up with affordable housing. I think I have a job near my house. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and Mary Grace says there's a Nat Geo Tutankhamun exhibit coming to DC in June. Oh, awesome. Yeah, and well, actually, I will say this: I know we've got someone in the Austin area. We're going to be in Houston towards the end of April for the Ramesses exhibit.
Right.
So, anyone who's down in the Texas area, we might be able to do something for that. So, in the meantime, lots of exciting things going on. So, let's go ahead and get started. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. This technique purifies me. Hail unto you, and let you we come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, purity is within our hearts, and we cast out all evil that pertains to us. That's not fair. You waited until... See if I try to adjust the temperature for you again. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure. We are pure.
Are we now?
I just decided to pour the rest of it on it.
Maybe pure, but we are not focused.
Say what?
We may be pure, but we are not focused.
Yes, we are.
What's it you were saying about the power of Tefnut compels you?
Yeah.
But see, I tried to make sure the water wasn't too cold.
It was nice, actually.
Yeah, and you still flick water on me.
I wouldn't want you to think I'd treat you any differently. I was trying to make sure you were blessed.
Yes. You're getting a regular tap next time. Oh, okay. And Mitch Twitch is joining us at work. Awesome. Oh, Sarcastic says, like I said, Sharon, next time ice cubes.
I know where you live, and I
No,
see where you sleep.
Mm. Oh, and prayers for my mom, from Sarah. She's finding it hard to let go of me and move on to the next stage of my life. It's been stubborn and trying to block my progress multiple times.
Oh, Sarah, honey, I have been where you are.
Oh yeah, we both have.
Oh my.
And okay, and here's this prayer for my best friend Ishil. I think that's how you would say it. She's going through a thrall of really bad luck and obstacles, and she's immunocompromised and chronically ill.
Lots of prayers.
Yeah. Well, we've had several requests for prayers for healing, and for love, and since Hathor is gearing up for her festival season, we'll definitely have to address her, and also for the duration, I'm keeping our colors for Ukraine because our hearts are with them.
Yes.
And let's invite the Eye of Horus to light everyone's way. Come in peace. Come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who's tuning in now and in the future. This Eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
You arise in the Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. And hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Anapu, O Hathor, O Min, you Nechiru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Asfet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Okay, I know you're down here. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you Nechiru, these waters are the Eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood of Nechiru, that you may be purified with it. Your sacred gift, O Lady Hathor. And we give you incense. Give you incense, great purity. This incense is the Eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you, cleanses you, it adorns you, takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the Eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, Oyinechiri, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the Eye of Horus, Oyinechiri. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the Eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Anapu, Hathor, Min. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. And now is the planting season here in the Northern Hemisphere. And I just planted one garden earlier this week, hoping to do some more tomorrow. And may they have a good and prosperous year. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Anapu within his house. Hathor within her house. And Min within his house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure for Ra Horaketi, for Anapu, Hathor, and Min. In every place that their immortal cause dwell. Just had to check on you. Yes, I like the myrrh and you yawn. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Anapu, O Hathor, O Min. Come to your bodies, O Oyinechiri, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. There we go. Come, O people, raise the offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Anapu, before Hathor, before Min. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Okay. O Ra Horaketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkepre Ra, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. Okay, there we go. From the gods to the blessed dead. Oh, hold on. You need a napkin? I happen to have one right here. There you go. Amen. We light this candle that it may be the Eye of Horus and light their way in Dua. And we give you these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that your hearts may be refreshed. Parakuru, ta henket, kakao, abdu, senetrimmerhat, kutnibet, nofret, wabet, ankhet, natrim, and kalwan, aku, punibu, maakher, nibu, kirinachra. A voice offering of bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these aku, all true of voice for the great god. And I remember Mary Draw mentioned putting up a video where she was singing the offering prayer, and I haven't gotten a link to it yet. I'll have to look for it, but I'm giving you a shout out. Look for her channel and look for that. That sounds really awesome, and I can't wait to find it.
And we will put it up when we can.
Yeah. Well, we'll like, put a link to it.
Yeah.
Also, come Monday, I'll have the latest how-to episode up, because I just put it up for all my early release people on Patreon. You can go and see it now, and it'll go live for everybody else on Monday night. So, and hopefully all the music that was playing in the background won't flag anything crazy on YouTube's. But and we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. The Svet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. And may we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Oh, it was funny that some folks mentioned having, like Jewish family and kind of getting a little bit of ribbing about, well, why are you into Egyptian deities? I suppose one smartass answer that you could give them would be, well, it was either that or Babylonian, so that's something that just kind of came to me. Maybe Ishtar whispered that one. But, okay, I'm just going to kind of skim over the comments. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, Hmm. Okay. Okay, and yeah, somebody asked, did y'all get hit by the tornadoes? We did over here in Austin. Yeah, and I think there were some. It's funny. I have to offer a prayer of thanks because we didn't have the issue that our neighbor down the street did. But I'm also thankful for them because a few houses down, somebody had a tree fall on their roof, but not just a branch, the whole tree. But it didn't collapse the whole roof. And I'm really grateful for them. And it was on the looked like it was on the end that had the driveway. So it was hopefully like their utility room or their kitchen or something. But still, it was pretty scary to see. And we had like a little bit of a water leak that somebody's going to come look at tomorrow. But other than that, we were very fortunate. And so, and even our neighbors, I'm grateful that, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And yeah. Let's see. So far a cure. I never ran so fast in a hallway before. Well,
I guess you could say we are very happy with Team Red.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
that would cover Sekhmet, Set, and Mahes.
Yes. Okay. Somebody was asking about okay, and the video, Kemetic voice offering him on YouTube. I'm definitely gonna have to look that up. Let's see. Let's see. And hey, Alejandro. Yeah, and Anubis is very, very quiet. I think he's a good listener, and so that's the funny thing about listeners is they don't do a lot of talking, and that's always the sense that I got from him. But so some folks were asking about dreams too, and what's funny is, years before I picked up Kemeticism as an active thing, when there was a point where I was reading everything I could about ancient Egypt, but I wasn't actively trying to practice it myself. But I remember dreaming that I saw a lion once, and it was kind of scary. But just one of those things. Like I'm walking on a path, and boom, right in front of me, big lion, like looking at me, and I'm like, oh, and even though it was kind of scary at first, I kind of wonder in retrospect if that was somebody saying hello, and just it was very, very intimidating looking at first. But this week would be the robing of Anubis, and of course Anubis already has his robes. And I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be nice to make another like another necklace or something? But I didn't have an opportunity to do that. But we'll certainly read some things for him and offer our thanks. For him and all of the other deities that have been looking out for us. Between crazy weather and everything else going on, and also asking for healing because we have a couple of folks that are dealing with sickness. Our friend Jory is they've been doing some tests on his liver enzymes, and I'll also include my kid brother in that because he's going to have some more tests done next month or in May because they're trying to figure out if he has sarcoidosis. And hopefully he can get to feeling better, reduce some inflammation, and maybe we can feed him some better things because he tends to eat a lot of junk food. So Yeah, I gave him some good advice because he called the other day and he's talking about going to the doctor and all this other stuff. So where are you going for dinner? Oh, I was going to go to like some fried chicken buffet or something. I was like, why don't you go to the store and get yourself a baked chicken and go home and have a nice meal at home? It'll be better for you. And he actually did. So good for that. Hail and praise, O Anapu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osiris, great physician who heals. Your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Ennead, keen-faced among the gods, you stand at Osiris' side. You serve the blessed dead. They live because of you. Please bring your healing to those who have heard your call and know your name. And may you please continue to be their friendly ear, their guard, and their protector. Hail unto you, Anapu. And let me grab this. I keep meaning to write some more things for Hathor. Maybe I can sit down after service and write some new things. But in the meantime, O Hathor, mistress of the sistrum, for this is your instrument, your gift to us. Hail, O golden lady, beloved daughter of Ra, mistress of dancing and joy. You shine upon all peoples. May you protect us from all evil and bless us that we may prosper. May you bring to us healing and love. And to those who feel sad, may you bring them joy and peace and help them to find love of themselves so that hang on, I'm actually got a little tongue tied for a minute, but hang on. There we go. A little water helps. Help people to come to find love for themselves, because you have to have love for yourself before you can find true love from other people. And so we ask you, O Hathor, O mistress of love, to guide us and show us your light. Okay. And Min. Adoration to Min, to Horus praise, he with his arm upraised. Hail, Min in his going forth, lofty of plumes, son of Osiris, born of Isis, great in the dual shrines, mighty in Ipu, O you of Gebju, Horus the strong-armed, lord of reverence who brings pride to silence, sovereign of the gods, fragrant when he comes from Midjaland, O you of Utent, hail and praise. Please bless our gardens, those of us who have them, and may everyone have the opportunity to experience the quiet joy that is. And as spring comes and some things are coming to fruition, may that bring joy and satisfaction for those who have those things. And as we get a little further into this new year, we're 3 months into it. May the seeds that we're sowing, both literally and figuratively this year, bring blessings and a bountiful harvest later on this year. Okay. Huh. Okay. Are there gods to pray to about nightmares? My nightmare terrors are starting to affect my sleep pretty bad. Okay, well, you know what? There's actually one that involves Horus and Isis. Yeah, and you know, Sarah thought of you thought of Asa and Nephthys right off the bat. You're not, you know, that's pretty logical. And if you think about something, you had 4 guardian goddesses over, you know, the coffin and, you know, your canopic chest. You know, when they put you in the big sleep, but also you had 4 goddesses that would guard a house or a bed. So there's a parallel there, and so if you're thinking, you know, Isis and Nephthys both would guard the dead, but you know, it wouldn't be that you know, that far of a leap for them to be guarding those who sleep too. So, okay, and a prayer of thanks to Geb. I did a grounding exercise and I feel like I connected. Cool. That's awesome.
I remember reading that Mofdet watches over the bed.
Oh well, because she's one of the eye goddesses. There's a scholarly article. I'll have to go and dig it up, but it was something about playing with fire. I think it was the title, and it involved, you know, the study of clay cobras, and there's some magical texts that deal with that too. But basically, it's fairly simple idea. You know, you have 4 deities, in this case, Eye of Ra goddesses, and Hathor could also be one. Sekhmet, Bast, Wajit, you know, anyone who acted as an Eye of Ra could be a guardian guarding a corner of a house or a bed. And sometimes Mofdet would be as well. I want to say that, people have mentioned Wajit as a protectress, like from things like that too. But I'm going to look, and this is in another of my books, since you mentioned night terrors. I should have in here one of the spells that was relating to. Okay, yeah, all right, spell to dispel nightmares, and it starts with a dialogue between Horus and Isis, and Horus says, "Come to me, my mother Isis. Look, I see something which is far from me in my own town." And she says, "Look, my son Horus, come out with what you have seen, so that your delirium will finish and your dream apparitions draw back. A fire will leap out against the thing that frightened you. Look, I have come to see you, so that I may drive out your vexations, that I may annihilate all ailments." And, you know, of course, as I'm explaining there, come out with what you have seen suggests, you know, it's kind of a therapeutic dialogue. You know, if you're with someone, you're telling them that, well, this was the bad dream that I had, you know, and then, you know, you finish by saying, "Hail unto you, good dream. May night be seen as day. May all bad ailments brought about by Set, the son of Nut, be driven out. Victorious is Ra over his enemies. Victorious am I over my enemies." And there was actually a instructions for like a mix of bread and herbs, soaked in beer and myrrh, and then, you know, you'd actually rub it on their face. And so you might have to kind of adapt that, but myrrh might be a good thing, but also, you know, a fire will leap out at what, you know, has frightened you. Suggests, you know, maybe like burning a white candle. If you've got like a white tea light candle or something, you know, that might be something that you can do, and that might help out. And hopefully us reading this too will also, you know, chase away some negativity. But yeah, if you want to read that, that's actually in this book. So that's, if you're wondering where I got that. And if anybody's got any other requests or things like that, you know, I'll be happy to to read from that? Let's see. Another thing you guys mentioned the mirrors. Another thing to make sure that you don't have is mirrors facing each other. Or if you end up in a house where you've got like mirrors and windows facing each other, or things like that, to try and do something to kind of break those up. Put something in front of the mirror or the window or something to kind of block that flow, because you basically have portals. And if they're lined up like that, then you're basically creating like an antenna in your house. And like the house that my parents got when I was a teenager, you had in a line, okay, my bedroom had an outside wall with a window, and that was directly facing a closet that had a mirror door. On the other side of that was a bathroom with two mirrors facing each other. Then on the other side of that, you had another closet with a mirror door facing a window, all in a straight line. And my mother wondered why my brother and I had nightmares all the time. I think it's because we were sleeping in, an astral antenna. And boy, I was glad to get out of that house. So yeah, and if something else that might work, if you're a fan of something, you can get like a cutout, a stand up of a favorite character, so they put it in front of that door, because that can kind of, you're basically putting somebody in front of it to block it. And actually, we have the guest bedroom. We have Darth Vader in front of one of the closets, which sounds scary, but because Darren's a Star Wars fan, and Darth Vader kept a few roommates, away when I was in college. So he's kind of a protective spirit at this point. So yeah. Yeah, and another thing you can do is like make like four little bundles of natron and put them at the four cardinal points, in your house. That's another thing that we do. And I recharged mine every wep run pet, so they get sunlight once a year. So yeah, any other requests that anybody has, let me know. And also for divinations, and remember we had come up with the idea of, you use the little fortune cookie, and I see 4 of them already. So that was a brilliant suggestion. Thank you guys again. So oatmeal and lavender with myrrh, that's actually a great idea. This sounds pretty good.
Remember to do first the whole congregation.
Okay. Alrighty. So, and then we'll go Kit Fox and Daniel and Serrana. That's sarcastic. So, okay. So this first one by request is for everyone, and this would be great for those that aren't able to tune in live. So I've got one for everyone for the week ahead. And it says, right, get it out. Yeah, that one's getting crumbs everywhere. Okay. So it says, the love of your life will carry you through any circumstance. Which is interesting. I know some folks have been praying for finding love. And in that context, I think what this means is to keep in mind that the right person, if you're ever wondering, are they the right person? Don't think about how great they are when things are going well. It's how good are they for you? How understanding and supportive are they when you're not doing well? Because that lets you know, if they're a keeper or not. So that would be one way you can interpret that. The love of your life will carry you through any circumstance.
Yeah, that sounds appropriate too, considering Hathor is on the planet.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, and so we went Kit Fox. So we're doing yours. Kit Fox. Discipline is wisdom, and vice versa. So don't go too hog wild with whatever it is. Discipline is wisdom, and wisdom is discipline, and vice versa. All right, when you get that tax return, don't spend it all in one place. Okay, so Daniel, and then Sarana. Daniel. There we go. Okay, there we go. Daniel, goodness is its own reward. I'm not sure what the particular significance of that could be. Try not to give with the expectation of getting in return. But remember that goodness is its own reward. But there might be some more meaning to that. Sarana. I think it was Sarana and then sarcastic. Sarana. You can see through people or you can see people through. Wow. And especially considering, what you're working on, finishing up. You can see through people or you can see people through. The sense that I'm getting is that, especially given, what you're doing, there may be points where you're able to, you can see people's flaws, and things like that, but don't concentrate on that, if they're in, in a difficult spot, concentrate on helping them get out of that. That's the sense that I'm getting, but again, you can see through people or you can see people through. And next was sarcastic. Here we go. Sarcastic. The greatest of all mistakes is to do nothing because you think you can only do a little. The greatest of all mistakes is to do nothing because you think you can only do a little. Little things can be great things. So. Okay, scrolling down. Okay, see, oh, it jumped. Okay. All right, Akira, Sarah, Mitch Twitch. And See more recipes: Egyptian chamomile and lavender and dried cherries. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I'm gonna have to go back. Because tart cherry juice is supposed to be something really good, like if you're working out and stuff. And most places it's like super badass expensive. But we saw some for a reasonable price at the Middle Eastern grocery store. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to get some of that because Darren was asking about it. But you reminded me. Anyway, Akira, Sarah, and Mitch Twitch. Akira. Akira, you constantly struggle for self-improvement. That's what it says. I guess that's their way of saying they know that you're working at it. You're working at bettering yourself, and they can tell. You constantly struggle for self-improvement. So, Akira, Sarah, and then Mitch Twitch. Sarah, our prayers are with you as you work on becoming more independent. And it says, happier days are definitely ahead for you. The struggle has ended. So I think that's the God's way of saying they're with you too. And hang in there. This is going to get better. Happier days are definitely ahead for you. Okay, and Mitch Twitch. Okay, I'm going to be looking for cookies after this. But okay. Mitch Twitch. Delay is the antidote for anger. Think it over. Wait a while before you post that response or send that text. Delay is the antidote for anger. Okay. Okay, and sarcastic. Okay, so you had prayer request for Geb. Okay. And let's see, Devin and Blue Conlon. And prayer for Anubis, a kitty who had their life cut short. They weren't looked after properly by the owner. I still feel sad for her. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Okay, and then Alejandro. So, all right. So Devin and Blue Conlon, and then I'll try to make sure we get those prayers in. Was there something specific that you were asking for, or just to read for Geb? I'll check that in just a second. But Devin and Blue Conlon. Okay. Devin. And it says, your sweetheart may be too beautiful for words, but not for arguments.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, because aren't you guys both on right now? Oh no. Your sweetheart may be too beautiful words, but not for arguments. So, huh?
Him are fighting words.
Well, you're being forewarned. Just, maybe take some of that other advice. A delay is the antidote for anger. Just take a deep breath, and I don't know. There's always the makeup sex. I don't know. Well, that doesn't work for everyone. But I'm hoping that Darren comes back because I know he would have something funny to say about that. He had to step out for a minute. But let's see, Devin and then Blue Conlon, yes. Okay. Blue Conlon. Keep your feet on the ground, even though friends flatter you. Just keep your feet on the ground, even though friends flatter you. Tell you what I'll do since
Keep a
we
level
got.
head.
Well,
I guess what they're saying, huh?
Well, it's real easy, especially if you get a whole bunch of praise. Don't let it all go to your head. Just keep yourself grounded. But let's see. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah. Where's Darren? Now I think he might have had just like some an allergy attack or something. He had to step out for a minute. But hopefully he'll be back because it has been kind of quiet without him. But yeah, it's it's like a crap. Okay. So Redcap, I take it you're wanting a fortune as well. I see Brian. And are there any cookies that have been lost under the altar? Not to my knowledge, but I will be looking tonight to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So Brian and Redcap, did you want one? Well, let's catch up with who we've got so far. Brian, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And I'm getting the sense that if there's some negativity that you're getting like from other people, don't respond in kind. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And real quick, since we had gotten a prayer request for Geb, and we have some pieces of stone and crystal on the altar. So he's definitely in presence. Hail and praise unto you, O Geb, Lord of the lands, foremost of the gods, Lord of thrones, father of the five, head of the dual needs. You judge between the rivals. You speak, and the Enid listens. You endure as the Ba of the earth. Your spine is the land that supports us. You open your doors for the Aku. Over Osiris do you keep guard. The earth is purified for you. Your hands hold up the dawn. The serpents of the earth, they fear you. Your Hika holds them under your sway. Governor of the earth, Lord of the wasp staff, support us with your strength. And he would also be someone that you would pray to, I guess, if you're concerned about inheritances, because remember, he judged between, Horus and Set as to who would inherit the throne. So that's kind of his bag. Okay, well, good night, Akira. I see you gotta head out. Let's see. Oh, obsessed with an old show from the 80s called Murder, She Wrote. Yes. You know what's so funny? Angela Lansbury, we had a coworker at one point, Darren and I, who I said she reminded me of, like, if Angela Lansbury used a power wheelchair. That's kind of how this lady was. And she was a total sweetheart too. But yeah, so yes, Murder, She Wrote. I remember when that was on. Okay, and Rayita de Leon. Hello, please, I'm in need of some direction. Okay. Yes, and thank you, Redcap. Make sure to like this video. And by the way, we are at 3,920 subscribers right now, which means we're inching closer and closer to 4,000. And I think if we get to 4,000, we should, like, do something to party. I don't know if there's some kind of a prize I can give for the. I know some channels will do that, but yeah, share. I guess share with like-minded folks. But yeah, and it's hard to find a statue for Geb, but is it necessary? You know what? And me, I don't know. I wonder if maybe I don't know. I've got this crystal, and I used it when we did something back in February, and it was actually a crystal. Well, a big piece of, like, quartz or something that I found in Arkansas. And it's like it's trying to grow crystals on the side, and we use that to represent Geb. And I keep it on the windowsill where it gets some sunlight, and that's, something like that. Especially if you go and you find a cool rock, there you go. That's a gift from Geb. So, but it would probably be me in my goth outfit. Oh yeah. Goodness, yeah, that's from back when I was in high school. You know what? I might break some of that out. We might do something fun as, like, a video to celebrate if we have 4,000 subscribers. But oh, and Amazon has mini figurines with sets. Look for that set that has Geb. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Now, as for the shamanism, I know that that's like there's shamanism that in pagan circles it's understood as a certain thing. I guess for me, because I used to go to powwows, and that's kind of its own little subculture, and some of them get kind of annoyed if you talk about shamanism, because there is actually a it's the native Siberian companion to the Alaskan natives, and shamanism, as we understand it, apparently that was something that they did, and that's where the word comes from. And so I realize that, most people that are interested in shamanism aren't trying to copy that. But as for, with Egyptian deities, I don't know um, how compatible that is. So, it's funny, the book Shamanic Wisdom of the Pyramid Texts, that actually gets talked about in another book that I'm going to review in a couple of months. So, that'll come up, and I guess when I script that out, I'll have to mention that. But I'm not. I don't know if I'd be able to really adequately answer the question that you were having about, deities to use with shamanism. So.
In a shamanistic context, I guess, in many ways, animalism also works into that. It's like totemic.
Yeah, totemism. Yeah.
So, in a way, our deities, several of them have, for lack of a better word, they have totems and animals associated with them. So that is a way into it, in a way.
Well, in my understanding, like shamanism is like experiencing visions, and dealing with the spirit world, and actually that's something that they think that certain class of priests, like when they were doing, the opening of the mouth for statues, and someone would go into a trance in order to and the thing is, it was very ritualized, and they would say, I have seen my father, but this is Horus acting, in that capacity, or you're acting as Horus, and the statue is, in that sense being compared to Osiris, so that's the closest parallel that I could come up with. And do I see a fortune cookie? Yes. Oh, Alejandro, did you miss your divination? You know what? I didn't get to it. Thank you. Yeah.
It's it's too easy to overgeneralize between what one group is doing and what others doing.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, they can be very similar, but they're not necessarily exactly the same.
Yeah. And actually, if there are any resources that you guys can know of that kind of explain the core shamanism that you're talking about, I don't mind researching that more, so that I can better answer questions like that. Because again, the when I think of shamanism, first thing I think of off the top of my head is the Siberian form, and then later I learned, oh well, there's like a kind of a pagan version, a neo-pagan version of it, and so that one I don't know so much about. But Alejandro had asked for a fortune, and so there we go. Ooh. Wait. Yes, I'm going to be looking for stray fortune cookies later tonight. But in the meantime, Alejandro, it says, the one who expects no gratitude will never be disappointed. So I guess if you go into something thinking that it's going to be a thankless job, you won't be disappointed. But and the one who expects no gratitude shall never be disappointed. I guess keep positive and keep your mind open for the possibility of good surprises. So it's the one who expects no gratitude shall never be disappointed. Okay. Oh my goodness! So it's purposely stay up to watch the streams. 3 a.m. Let's go. Where are you, Redcap? If it's 3 a.m. right now, are you in England or? Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, and yes, and Radio de Leon. Okay. So I hope I'm saying it right. But okay, so we got one more for Radio 2. All right, Radio 2. The major value in life is not in what you get, but in what you become. The major value in life is not in what you get, but in what you become. So don't worry about, I guess, like the material things, what you get. Worry about your person. And it's funny, somebody mentioned, Cherokee. And it's funny because at one point I was trying to research, Cherokee ancestry, and there's a couple of good books that I can recommend, about the wisdom of the Cherokee. And one of the things that was in there was, remember that we are human beings, not human doings. And that a person's hardest job is simply to be. Yeah. So the major value in life is not in what you get, but in what you become. Huh. Okay. Okay, and Untitled Chapter has information on his YouTube channel. I'll have to look that up. But okay, and happy birthday! Yeah, we do have some birthdays coming up. Sarah mentions her 21st birthday is in 5 days. Happy birthday! Our other friend Jory, his birthday is on the 10th, and yeah, he's all right. I'm gonna peek on him in a minute, but yeah, because we're right at the point where we need to be wrapping up, and we're kind of missing our puns. Yeah. Blue, are you okay? I think I heard a yell. Oh, okay. Do you want me to come and grab you, or? Oh, okay. Have you got your inhaler? Huh? Okay. All right. Yeah. So he's having kind of a tough asthma night. I tell you what. And at least he's able to talk back to me. And if you're ever, with someone who has asthma, for one thing, don't try to pat him on the back. He will bite your head off if you do that, because that actually makes it harder for them to take in a breath. Coughing from asthma is not the same as choking. And just make sure that they can still talk to you, because if their asthma gets to a point where they can't really talk to you, then you have kind of an emergency at that point. So get them help as quickly as possible. But he's answering back, so he's okay. We're just gonna read a little something for him from Cirquette, because I think she tends to look after him with that. Hail, O Serket, O noble lady, Serket Hettit, giver of breath. Come unto us, O Lady of Heaven. Drive out every evil that is in our bodies. With your fire in your mouth and your flame before you, set your spells against all those who wish us ill. Mistress of your mansion among the undying stars, mistress of the cavern who protects the bark of Ra. Okay. Yeah. Let's say it has one of those names. I don't think he's allergic to the myrrh. What it is right now is, I think it's because the tree pollen is about to reach a peak where we are, and we've been outside, today, and just some days are bad days. I tell you what, thunderstorm asthma is a thing. And they've noticed, like in Australia, they were doing studies, and they noticed this, that like you'd have more people end up in the ER with asthma attacks prior to, heavy rainstorms, because something about the humidity in the air, it causes mold spores to release, and if you have allergies to that, especially mold, that just makes it worse. So and it's funny, sometimes before weather comes in, he'll start to have asthma attacks. So that's another thing for those of you that suffer from it. Watch out, like, keep your inhalers handy when there's weather coming in, because it can affect you. So that's your public service announcement for the week. Let's see. Yeah, and it depends on what kinds of things you're allergic to, because in the wintertime there might be other things that affect you, and also your area too. But yeah, he'll be okay. It's just, it's gonna take a minute, and once I'm signed off from here, I'm gonna end up just keeping an eye on him. But and here wait, so Wolf, it's the forest is burning where you're at. Sure, the maple pollen. Oh my goodness! Is the maple pollen as bad as the pine pollen? Because I tell you what, our vehicles change colors in the spring, and everybody's vehicle has a yellowish cast to it, whether it was made that way or not. Let's see, we have some beautiful pine trees next door. We also have some oak trees around here, and all of them, especially in the next couple of weeks, they're going to be just going crazy. Okay, if anybody had a request or for like a prayer or a divination or something, just one last one, last call, go ahead and put those up, and we'll get ourselves wrapped up. So, hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Kepri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great in need, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shenit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Nigeru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. as the name of Wajit in Dep endures, as the name of Jehuti in Kamenu endures, as the name of Ra and the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Anapu, O Hathor, O Min. You have come in peace, O Yenechudu. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Anapu, O Hathor, O Min. May you go forth in peace, O Yenechudu, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Oh, controlled burnings. Okay, but it has my allergist blah blah. Yeah, anytime they're burning something, even if it's controlled, that's still putting a lot of stuff out in the air. Yeah. Oh, okay. And so red cap. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So I yeah, you had mentioned that earlier, but okay. One last one for our friend Red Cap. Try to make sure that we get everybody who asks for something. Red Cap, all the preparation you've done will finally be paying off. How's that for good news to end the evening on? All the preparation you've done will finally be paying off. Just hang in there and keep the faith. And so, yay. Well, guys, thank you so much for bearing with us. Because I know we have a fun time. We end up talking about a lot of things, and it kind of runs long, but it's always great fun, and we always love having you. And Darren will be joining us. Maybe not tonight, but certainly we'll see you next Friday. And I'm going to go, tend to him after this. And much love to everyone. Thank you as always for joining us. Okay, and I will send Darren our best wishes and let him know us fellow asthmatics are saying F asthma right now along with him. Absolutely. I will definitely pass that on. I'll give him a hug for you guys. How about that? And just be watching on Monday night for the latest episode coming out. All right. Much love, everyone. And hang in there.